G'day, Jamie here from New Zealand Mountain Biking, here with Sanger, and we are on the eBikes. So I'm on the Orbea Wild FS H10, and Sanger is on the Focus Sam 2, which just means e-bikeable. But yeah, we're going to ride Tuhoto Ariki, which should be super fun. It's native, rooty, chunky, cross-country, and it's going to be main on the e-bikes. Alright, so heading in here, this is at the top of Tower, so if you go to the top of the shuttle hill and then carry on through the big old gate, you get to here, and then if we went right there, we would go through Tuhoto Ariki, but we're not, we are riding Tuhoto Ariki, which goes right across the top of the ridge. And it's quite nice being on an eve because there's a few like techie little climbs, and from my experience, they get quite a bit easier when you've got the help of the battery. So the forest has gotten pretty dry over the last week. We've had not a whole heap of rain, but up in the native it's still moon, a couple of little puddles. So yeah, I've been on this Orbea Wild for about a month now, just trying it out. I still ride my zero Katapo quite a bit, but I've been riding the eve on things like this, which are more pedally, big climbs. It's a different style of riding. It's nice to be able to just squeeze something in, but I reckon that e-bikes are quantity over quality, which I guess is that whole thing why the bike industry was trying to go as lightweight as possible for a very long time. But anyway, Tuhoto Ariki, named after a chief. So yeah, this track's definitely, that's a little step up from Tuhoto. There's some chunkier bits, so finding the rhythm of the trail can be quite a challenge, especially because it's not super steep, and so maintaining speed can be pretty tricky. Again, that's why it's nice on an eve, because as long as you're in the right gear, all it takes is a little bit of a ratchet and you can maintain speed. Yeah, I've been on a few e-bikes nowadays now. The first one I probably went on was one of the Focus Jams. Hired that from Electric Bike Rotorua. There's Katori. Katori is probably one of the hardest tracks in the forest. Drops down to Blue Lake. But yeah, so I've ridden a Focus Focus Jam. That's a Focus Sam that Sam's on, and that's been my bike for the last 6 months. I really like that one. And then this bike, the Wild, is of similar caliber, about the same price. So a bit of a, all good. It's kind of like a middle of the road build. Ah, the little alien landing. That's such a good descent all the way down to here, eh?
It's amazing.
That way.
More fun on the eve because there's a few flatty uppy climbies.
Yeah.
That you can just carry heaps of speed.
Yeah, you just give that little crank,
yeah,
and you carry on up. Helps you get the flow a bit better. Yeah. Still grade 4. There's like some pretty tricky line choices.
It doesn't have the pop to really push in? Like if you push in, it feels like it's bottoming.
I reckon you got to push in earlier.
Yeah.
So you
well,
prepare
something. Yeah.
prepare everything earlier, like slowing down for corners. You have to go earlier.
That's probably
Pushing in for jumps, you have to go earlier, because if you go too late,
the rebound's too soft,
and there's too much weight in it, and so
I think that's
things happen slower.
That's the exact feeling that I was trying to describe.
Yeah. Nice.
Shall we?
I reckon. Carry on. So this is kind of climby, flatty, climby, downy, uppy from here. And for this kind of stuff, I like being in. Oh, swallowed a bug. Being in eMTB. It's one cool thing about the Bosch motors is there's on eMTB there's some black magic that goes on in this. Where the power is like not a handy all the time like in turbo. Turbo's good for roads or when you know you're going to need the extra help, whereas eMTB is quite nice for varied terrain. And then when I'm going downhill I generally chuck it into Tuhoto, but only if I remember. Got a little ticky tick tick. Yeah, talking Eves, I've been on a Specialized Levo a wee while ago, Trek Rail, an old Focus Jam, and now I'm on that Focus. Oh, and I had a Husqvarna for a little bit too. And geometry wise, I reckon this one had hit the nail on the head for the H10 build, I think this is. I'd probably go for something a little bit beefier, certainly in the brake department, and I reckon also the rear shock. But that's just my style of riding. It's got a gangster drivetrain, the gangster computer. Yeah, some sharp corners in here. On the Ebe especially, changing down early, bro, helps so you don't get boosted into the bank.
Yeah, I've got one over there.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, the climbs become almost as fun as the descents. Almost. It's definitely opened up my eyes to what you can climb on a mountain bike. Even though you don't have the same extra power or push from the battery, you look to different places, you see different lines. Up here somewhere there's quite a tricky little pop, eh? Yeah, which is just big enough to knock your bottom bracket on. Also did a little video on Hatupatu with Bradley the other week, and people were asking how do I get there. This is the trail, Tuhoto Ariki, and that's the little hop. Yep. Yeah, you go hard left, and carrying a little bit of speed into it, super helpful, which again is a lot easier when you're on an Ebe. But getting your bike off the ground takes a little bit more prep. Still quite easily doable, you just got to start earlier. Oh, this is very pleasant. If I was on my mountain bike now, I'd be kind of puffed. That is real tricky on a normal bike. When the routes are kind of spaced just a bike length apart, eh? And you get double hang up.
That's why this one's cool though. It's like actually technical.
Yeah.
There's not many technical climbs around here.
No, lots of the technical climbs get simplified.
Yeah. Great word.
And it kind of takes your mind off of the fact that you're climbing. Because it's interesting. Yeah. So what you keep in the little reserve to get a little bit of speed up to hit those routes.
I also have on my back brake.
Yeah, you can use it like a clutch, eh, on these.
Yeah, the quite sticky stuff to modulate it where that car comes on. So you can still have pressure on your pedals, but you're not getting boosted extra.
Yeah. There we were in lessons, e-bike and mountain bike, or eMTB I should say, and mountain bike. You'll notice a big thing here is we're always changing gears, keeping that cadence good. It's too often you see people riding and they just stay in the hardest gear and rely on the motor to get them up hills, and then they get to something that's actually steep and they still find themselves either pushing way too hard or getting off and walking. Yo bro, that climb was sweet. Oh, I'm gonna grab a drink.
Yeah, that's the other good thing. I don't even mind being a Sherpa for you.
Yum. Thanks bro. Extra 400 grams. So down here, let's go. Downsies. Yeah, I chuck mine on tour, which I guess is like the middle power setting, just so you don't get extra boosts when you're not really wanting them. Still a lot of supplejack. Not far into this like little undulaty bit is where you turn off the Hatu Patu. So that's a grade 5, it's quite a bit chunkier, steeper, more techy and less intuitive lines. So unless you're comfy on that stuff, it's real hard to actually choose the right line. Mate, this is dreamy at the moment. Up in the Tawa forest. Yeah. Man, the forest is cool up in here. So that's Hatu Patu just there. And that comes out at the bottom of Billy T. Raced in one of the first EWSs they held here. But yeah, it's definitely techy, pretty hard. I guess it's a good step up between something like this and Katori. but in a moment, after this undulates, this track gets pretty flowy, tends down. Kind of reminds me of Atro actually, just rootier. Still some rooty droppies in the corners. Yeah, as fun as this is, it's definitely a different ride from a mountain bike. Oh, so good. But yeah, definitely check out these bikes, Orbea. They're from Spain. They're really nicely made. And just like any other bike, you can choose what bits and pieces. You can even custom build it off the internet, which is quite cool. They've got a super nice lightweight bike. Yet to get my hands on one of those. And here we are. So if you do like what you see, don't forget to subscribe. Give us a comment if you've ridden that. Let us know if you've ridden it on an ebe. Cheer, brother.
Yeah, boy. Gosh, that's fun.
Yeah, so fun. And here we are on Muirangi Road. If you go that way, you get to Kung Fu, Te Ahi Manawa, Split Ends, Riff Raff, and you go this way and you get back towards the shuttle in the main kind of area. Epic.